Hello, I'm Carla McLaren, and we are now going to look at the fifth skill in my 5 empathic mindfulness skills, and it's called rejuvenation. What rejuvenation does is it helps you sort of reset yourself and fill yourself with things that you choose to have there, rather than filling yourself with what a lot of us have, which is other people's ideas, other people's needs, other people's emotional responses, other people's beliefs, other people's angers, other people's fears, other people's anxieties. And as we look at ourselves and our bodies and our minds and our emotional functioning, what a lot of us find is a lot of messages that come from other people, and a lot of ideas that come from other places, and some come from media, and some come from television news, and some come from books that we've read, and some come from school, and some come from how we were parented, right? So there's all sorts of stuff that lives inside of us, and we have a choice about whether we want to keep those things active. In the process that you learned a couple of weeks ago called Burning Contracts, we actually worked on how to remove those things, how to take a look at them and separate ourselves from them in such a way that our emotions go, oh yeah, we're not reacting that way anymore. We understand this differently now, so we don't have to get riled up every time this thing happens. We have a new way to look at things. Now, after you do burning contracts, or the other process of conscious complaining, which is just letting out the real situation so that you know what your emotions are telling you, it can help to then refill intentionally. So if I burnt contracts and moved a lot of stuff out, there's kind of a hole here, right? And so I would do rejuvenation to fill it up with things that I choose to have there, rather than things that just sort of happened along, when I wasn't being conscious or aware of what was going on. Where'd that belief come from, right? So becoming more and more conscious and more aware of what you've agreed to, what you've agreed to believe, how you've agreed to behave, and how you've agreed to treat yourself and others, right? Having a process through which you can make decisions about that is awesome. This process, rejuvenation, is a way to then refill yourself intentionally with the things that you would prefer, right? And we do this in a very simple way, which is to have you remember a place that you've been to that was magnificent. In many meditations like this, you essentially leave your body. You go to some mountaintop, maybe an imaginary place or heaven or some other, nirvana. And what that tends to do is separate you from nirvana, separate you from beauty, separate you from peace, so that it's not here in your body. It's something where you have to meditate and leave. And the reason I call these empathic mindfulness skills is because they're about mindfulness that includes the emotions, your real life, your everyday life, and everything that you're dealing with in whatever situation you have. So rejuvenation isn't about leaving. It is about bringing a sense memory of a place you've already been into your body and continually checking in and staying grounded and focused and defined within your body. It's not an out-of-body meditation. It's very much in your body, so that you can do it at any time, and you don't have to leave and go get a special pillow and be in a special room. You can do that if you like. But you can do rejuvenation during the middle of a traffic jam, when you're starting to get riled up, and there's nothing you can do. Nothing that your anger is going to do right then is going to help the cars move forward. So you have an option, right? Go, what skills do I have? Conscious complaining, I can try that. Burning contracts, calling somebody on my phone saying I'm going to be late, I really apologize. And then, what can you do? The cars still aren't moving, right? You can do rejuvenation and just make conscious choices about how you want to feel and respond in the moment. Not react, but respond. How do I want to respond to this? And maybe now I have some time to think about that book that I was going to write, So I'd like to run you through rejuvenation. this is the fifth skill and the final skill, although you can do it in any order. I always teach the skills in a specific order, but I don't mean that you need to go through them in that order. So first is grounding and focusing. Then there's defining your boundaries, burning contracts, conscious complaining, and rejuvenation. Now, each of these other four are in videos that happened over the last month, so you can go and look at them if you don't remember them or if you haven't seen them. Right now we're going to be doing rejuvenation, and I'm going to walk you through it. So you can do it, find a place to sit down where there's some quiet around you, or if there isn't quiet around you, put on your headset or your earbuds, right? And what we're going to do is get a sense of grounding yourself. So you're going to breathe in and softly and gently breathe down and out. So you're wanting to have a sense of breathing in and then moving the breath downward, right? So there's a constant sort of a soothing movement. If you remember from grounding, this is sadness. This is how the softest, most sort of delicate presentation of sadness. Sadness is always about letting go, but you don't have to cry and move into an obvious sad position to access the gifts of sadness. You can just do it through breathing in and even sigh. Let it go, right? So you're going to calm your body. Lean forward and listen for the quietest sound in the room. Not a kind of intense listening, but just listen. And what we're doing is we're accessing the softest, most intuitive, instinctual aspect of fear. You don't have to be up here in fear. You can be all the way down in the softest presentation of fear. And fear in this way is a gift and a skill, just as sadness in its soft way is a gift and a skill. Then you're going to reach around yourself. The boundaries that your brain and your nervous system create around you are called your proprioceptive area. Your brain maps this all the time. If you get into a rental car that you haven't been in before, you're going to feel your proprioceptors try to figure out what's going on. So it's a constantly moving, constantly re-evaluating physical sense of the space around you. Is where your arms can reach, above you, behind you, below you, and all around you. So get a sense that you are inside this proprioceptive sort of bubble, right? And you can even imagine a color on the outside edge. Maybe you're the yolk inside of an eggshell. And just get a sense of this is your body. Feel your bottom on your chair if you're sitting. Feel your feet on the floor. Use your hands and put them on your thighs. Feel yourself here in this moment. You're not leaving. You're here, right? And then within this boundary that you've created, I want you can close your eyes or open them. Breathe at whatever level is comfortable for you. And I want you to imagine the most beautiful place in the world at the perfect time of day, at the perfect time of year. And have a sense that this place is inside your boundary. From the edge of your boundary to your body is full of this place. Can you hear? What does it sound like in this place? Is there an ocean? Can you hear the waves? Is it completely quiet and still so that you can just hear crickets? Is it a natural place? Is it an indoor place? Wherever it is, get the body sense of being there, right? And you can breathe in, maybe the way you breathe when you're there. I don't know if you have a favorite vacation spot, but you just drive up to it or you fly to it, and when you finally get there, it's like, I can let everything go. That's the sensation we're looking for, right? So imagine this perfect place, this natural spot, or this physical experience. Imagine it all around you. What does your skin feel like in this place? What do you smell? What do you see? How does it sound? Right? How do your muscles feel? Do you feel relaxed? Or do you feel geared up and ready to go? What is the feeling here? Right? And we're using your boundary to give you a sense, a physical sense, that you get to say what happens inside your boundary. Right? You get to say how your life is. regardless of what other people want for you, right? You get to say how things are. And by filling yourself with this most beautiful place, and notice I didn't tell you where it was, I chose your beautiful place, then it becomes very specific to you as an individual organism, right? And rejuvenation is about you. Feel again your bottom on the chair if you're sitting. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your thighs. You feel your chest. Make sure you're here, right? Put your hands on top of your head. Maybe run your hands over your body. We want to be here in this meditation. Now, what I'd like you to do next is you're going to breathe this sense of space or this sense of place up into your body, and I'll walk you through a body meditation. But I want you to take the kind of breath you take when you're there, right? And maybe you smell everything, and maybe just the entire physical experience of it. You have a sense that you can breathe it into your body. And that's what we're going to be doing now. All right, so I'd like you to breathe in through your nose if you can, and feel the sense of place and the breath going up into your skull, around to the back of your head and your brain, behind your face, in through your jaw, and then breathe down into your neck and into your collarbone area and your shoulders. Breathe in again through your nostrils, your neck, into your upper chest, and breathe out. This time breathe out into your shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, and hands. So get a sense of filling this area with this sensation, right? Breathe in again to your upper chest, and breathe down into your ribs, your abdomen, and your pelvis. Have a sense of filling yourself with this sense of this magnificent place. Breathe in again, this time to your lower belly, and breathe out and down pelvis, hips, knees, calves, ankles, and feet. And keep breathing. And just get a sense of becoming this place, right? This peaceful, beautiful, wonderful place that you have chosen. Feel your bottom on the chair. Feel your feet on the floor. Touch your chest. You can run your hands through your hair or across your scalp. Right? And just breathe normally. That's the rejuvenation meditation. What you're doing is you are accessing intentionally soft levels of happiness, which is about sort of hope and looking to the future or looking around yourself with delight. It is accessing in a soft way joy, which is that sense of expansiveness that you have when you're in the most beautiful place and you just feel free and safe, right? That's joy. The reason I created this meditation is because so many people run after happiness. I'm going to go get this thing or do this thing or buy this thing, and happiness will suddenly appear, and happiness lives inside you. Also, to access joy. People run like mad after joy. This marriage, this relationship, this food, this thing will fix everything. And they run after joy and throw their lives away, and joy lives here, right? Joy lives inside you. When you're running after joy and happiness, I don't know what you're running after, because your joy and happiness are sitting inside going, what? Where's she going, right? So this meditation is for you to access happiness and joy in a safe and healthy way, so that you can move through your day with access to all of your emotions, not just the good ones, right? But all of them. When you're done with this meditation, sometimes it helps to bend over and put your hands and your feet on the floor and just let your head hang down if you need to. If you're a little bit, too, filled up or riled up in any way, just bend over and let go. And that is the rejuvenation meditation. You have now completed all 5 skills, and you can use them one at a time in whatever order you like, for whatever reason. You can think, I'm feeling a little off right now. Which would be best? Should I ground and focus myself? Sure, I'll start there. Let me set my boundaries. All right, that's done. Now what do I need to do? Right? Each of these skills was created to help you live an empathically mindful life, which means you're here in the moment, you're not dissociated, you're not living in some dream world. You don't need to separate yourself from the regular world in order to live mindfully. And you don't need to separate yourself from emotions in order to live mindfully. The empathic mindfulness practices access emotions intentionally at their soft gift level states so that you can learn how to live with emotions and live through emotions in a way that is mindful, that is respectful, that is compassionate, that is intelligent, and that is emotionally sane. These skills are a way to help you live in the world as it is. Not go someplace else. Stay here and become a mindful, empathic presence in a world that needs you. Thank you for moving through these skills with us and with me. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.